replay. Welcome to our third session of the Global Perspectives on World Language speaker series, the first of what we hope to be a recurring event through the years because there's so much to share. Today is April 17th, and this is the third session out of four. The fourth will be coming in May. This is a partnership. For those of you who are already have been already with us, you know that this is a collaboration between the University of Southern California's Dornsife Center for Languages and Cultures, a collaboration with Dr. Evgeny Dengub, who is a real pleasure to have, and also me. This is Eduardo Muñoz. I'm the director of the Stanford Language Project at Stanford University. This is what we are. What is this? This is Stanford Language Project is part of the California World Language Project, which is part in itself of the California Subject Matter Project. What is this? This is your tax dollars at work, because this is a public initiative. While it is in a private institution, it is using taxpayer money to actually get our teachers the best potential possible professional development that we can have. So that's why we are here today. We have some things that are with us already, such as the Heritage Spanish meets Ethnic Studies strand. It is already here with us. It's already started the first session, but you can also join for the second session coming up pretty soon, and you can still get units if you wanted. And also coming soon in June, we have this other offering, which is the Strand Create for Creativity, which is, again, another collaboration between the University of Southern California and the Stanford World Language Project. Important attendance. And as I have explained in some other occasions, why do we do attendance? Because we want to show the state of California that we use our money, our state's money, wisely, and we share our knowledge with teachers per our mission. How are we going to do it? We are going to do it with a QR code that I'm going to show you in just a moment, and then it's going to ask you some information. And when? Right now. How many hours? If you are completing this, remember, enter 3 hours. 3 hours. It's going to ask you if you belong to which school in California do you belong to. If you are either part of a private school or out of California, just enter any there. No problem. We'll fix it on our end. Remember, 3 hours. I'm going to leave you 1 minute to complete this. If anybody is experiencing any difficulty, let me know, and I can help you out.
Dr. Munoz?
Yes, Melissa?
I am on my phone, so I can't get to use my camera to do the QR code. Is it possible to put the link into the chat?
Anybody could help me? Anybody that has the link? Could you share it on the chat and do me that favor?
That would be lovely. Thank you.
If anybody has them. If not, Melissa, I would send it to you at the end of the event. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Same for me. This is Annabelle. Thank you.
Okay. Okie dokie. So now we are moving into our presentation for the day, which is the big plate that we have for today. It is my distinguished honor and pleasure to introduce Dr. Manuel Gómez-Navarro, an educator, researcher, and digital creator. He is someone that comes with international perspectives from my hometown, from Cordoba, where we both grew up and shared 1 or 2 adventures together. Dr. Manuel Gómez-Navarro received his licenciatura of Filología Inglesa, excuse me, Hispánica, in the University of Córdoba in the year 2000. And then after that, he went on to complete his doctoral studies and become a doctor by UC Davis with a dissertation that focused on the process on culture and the process of transitions to democracy and how it was being uh, digested and processed by the intellectual left in a comparison between what happened in Spain and Chile. I mean, imagine what an interesting topic to talk about. Both Manuel and I, my dear Manolo, we shared an upbringing which is like that of being raised and living and walking through the streets of Córdoba, which are full of history, full of lessons to be learned, and also things to apply to world language and to the learning and teaching and learning of languages. That's why now that he's an instructor at Boise State University, he's founded 360 Topia, where he blends literature with technology to bring Spanish and Latin American culture to life. Basically, just like all of us in our daily lessons when we are working with our students, he wants to bring the magic and enthusiasm of learning into everyday processes to grow as individuals, as multilinguals. So he believes that digital humanities allow us to reimagine how we connect with the past and diverse cultures, turning in education into a bridge between the past and the future. Again, very, very much an honor to introduce you, Manuel. I can assure you, he has not paid me to say these nice things about him. This is just out of friendship. It is a distinguished pleasure to have you in our inaugural series. So please, everyone, join me in welcoming Manuel, Dr. Gómez-Navarro, with a round of applause.
Thank you, Eduardo. Thank you. Thank you for your warm welcome and thank you for the invitation to this series of presentations. And I'm totally delightful of this opportunity for sharing my research and all my practice that have been for working specifically with immersive technologies. It have been for around 10 years now that I've been paying attention to this very interesting field of study and teaching. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see it? Yes. Okay. So we're having a very long run for me working with this technology, this digital technology, and thinking in the application in my classes. So I'm teaching right now at Boise State different levels. So mostly advanced level, so thinking in actual, but essentially my classes are Spanish for business, literary reading, so that this is an introduction to Hispanic literature. I'm teaching also Latin American cultures. I'm teaching grammar, so different levels, and all my classes have an important component of digital technologies, and some of them have also this, I'm using also these immersive experiences. So I'm going to show you in my presentation some of the immersive experiences that I'm using, and we'll have some time for practice for you to explore part of my repository with some selected immersive experiences. So I divided this presentation in 3 parts. So where I'm going to explain or give some basic information about what are immersive technologies, some vocabulary to understand, and some updated information about what's going on right now with this involving this technology and education. Then we will have this diving experience. So checking the repository that I have, and you will have the possibility of testing some of them. And then we will have a Q&A section at the very end to answer your questions and your feedback. So essentially, when I'm talking about immersive technologies, there are a really variety of different experiences that we can consider immersive. Um, all of these immersive technologies or experiences involve obviously some part of hardware. Usually it's a hardware so maybe you are thinking, okay, so immersive technology is thinking in VR, no, right? Virtual reality, you need a headset to put on, and then in that way you are experiencing these immersive experiences. But it depends on the level of immersivity. To be more precise for this presentation, I'm going to narrow down what specific immersive technologies I'm using and what specific technologies are more suitable for us to use in our classroom, right? Because some of the VR headsets are very, very expensive. Some of the experiences are not suitable for all our classes. And so, yeah, so it has to be catered, what we need for our classroom and also what kind of hardware we're going to use. So as I said, usually when we are thinking about this kind of technologies, we are thinking in VR headset, but also when we are thinking in immersive technologies, we think to digital caves. I don't know if you have experienced this technology. So it's a venue in which you are surrounded by digital screens, very tall, and sometimes you can interact with these digital screens. So they have been very popular. Some exhibitions that have been around, exhibition about the art of Van Gogh or the art of. So recently, last year, I was in Madrid and I was in a immersive exhibition about Notre Dame and the reconstruction, and it has a virtual reality component. This is very advanced, so this is not the kind of immersive experience that I want to bring or I love to bring to my classroom because it's costly and you need to have this digital cave. We are fortunate enough to have this one of these venues in Boise State University, but you cannot take your classroom there all the time, or you cannot assign a homework to do in this kind of venue, right? So it's very, very exclusive. So we need digital tools. We need a system to host the experience. As you can see here in this brief description, it's a blending the physical and virtual worlds, right? So we are blending physical because we're physically using a hardware, a computer, a tablet, a virtual reality headset, and then we are diving in these experiences. So these experiences are very interactive, engaging, realistic. They are using so that the developers are using sometimes 360 photos, 360 videos to recreate this environment. Sometimes the developers are using 3D models that we can navigate or walking around. So essentially, when I'm talking about this technology, this immersive technology, I'm going to pay attention specifically to these 5 kinds of technologies, from the more advanced in the left to the less advanced in the right, but all of them can be used in our classroom. So the one on the left, the XR Advanced Immersive Experience, this example is specifically the Apple Vision Pro. I don't know if you had the experience of testing one of these virtual reality headset, but Apple call it spatial computing. And essentially with this headset, which costs 3,500. It gives you an experience in which through XR, meaning virtual reality, meaning AR, so that's the meaning of XR. So it's a combination of different ways in which we are interacting with this digital world. You can see in front of you icons, videos, you can interact with them. It's like in your reality, you can interact with these digital elements. So it's very, very immersive. It has a spatial audio. It has so very, very advanced. You need to be connected to a platform. The platform and the ecosystem is from Apple. And again, so the price is high or very high for interacting with this kind of experiences. Me personally, I don't need this level of interaction. And the experiences that are right now available in this platform, they are not enough. They're kind of in an experimental phase. So this is the first option, but it's too advanced. The second option, the next on the right, is it's an advanced option. It's using VR, virtual reality. It's an immersive experience. It's what Meta or Facebook is using right now. This headset that you can see in the photo, this black headset, it's a very old model. Right now, they have the last model is called the Meta Quest 3S. It costs $300. It has a very good resolution. It can give you some experience in the XR use, meaning that you can see also in front of you some digital objects, blending the reality and the digital world. It has not that good resolution that the Apple Vision Pro has, but it's working very well. So you can use this. I recommend this technology for the classroom. There is also, so the next on the right, the VR mobile immersive experience. This is the technology that I'm using in my classroom because it's the more affordable. You can use your cell phone. So the only thing that you need is a virtual reality headset to put your smartphone on. You're using the screen or your smartphone to experience these immersive experiences. There are experiences that are very basic experiences from 360 YouTube videos that you can pop up in your smartphone to dedicated online experiences, and you can open them in your headset, in your phone. And also, what else? And some other platform, but essentially this is my option because it's, as I said, it's affordable, easy to bring to the classroom. The students can use their own smartphones. Some of the experiences are easy to tailor for our class. And that's my option. So the next on the right, the 360 virtual tours are very common too. So usually you can find 360 virtual tours in the world of real estate. So they are very often used to showcase a new house, to take you through a house and check how that house would look like with new furniture, etc. So these 360 virtual tours are based in 360 photos, 360 videos. To have an idea, a 360 photo is essentially a photo in which you are in the center. It's like a sphere, and it's the same feeling that you have when you're checking Google Street View. So Google Street View is based in 360 photos. If you combine different 360 photos and you are creating a storytelling, that is something that we can use in our classroom to teach about a place in I don't know, in Cordoba, in my hometown, and I will show you a tour, or you can showcase a story. So combining 360 photos or 360 videos. And the last option, the last on the right, the immersive web browsing, is essentially, as I said, what Google is using with Google Street View. So we have a 360 photo. In some of these 360 photos, you can find hotspots. You click on this in these hotspots, and then you are getting information. Sometimes you have a narrator, sometimes you have a video, so a video pop-up, or you are taken to other. So when you're clicking in an arrow in this 360 Street View 360 Street View photos, you are taken to the next image, right? And you have the feeling that you're moving around. So this is the different techniques that I'm mostly using in my classes. They are immersive. Some are more immersive than others. Some can be experienced with a VR headset. I think the five modalities that I'm introducing here are suitable to be shown in a virtual reality headset. And obviously, some have more interactivity than others. But essentially, this is the different uses that I'm using in my classes. So all these experiences are multi-platform. So you can showcase them in a computer, in a smartphone, a headset, a laptop, a tablet. They are multi-platform, and this is very good for our classes because we don't need a specific equipment, right? So why using this technology? Essentially, there have been an important advance in using this technology. Right now, it's way easier to bring this technology to the classroom. We have way more experiences online. We don't depend all the time in platforms. So usually, the big tech has platforms in which they are promoting their own product. Usually related with these platforms, you need their dedicated virtual reality headset. As I said, Apple has one, Meta has a different platform, Microsoft has Horizons, and for almost each of these platforms, you need a dedicated headset. So what's the problem? That if you want to bring this experience to the classroom, you have to stay with one specific brand. You have to rely in the experiences that are available in the platform, or you can opt for the open online experiences. And to do that, you can follow the 5 different examples that I show you in the slide before. Not the one with the Apple Vision Pro, but the other ones, you can experience these immersive experiences in using this technique, right? So essentially, why using this technology in our classroom? It really provides an authentic cultural immersion. So you can bring your students to a virtual field trip in which you are going to walk around a city, learning about a cultural event. These experiences have sound, or you can have a narrator. Also, in these experiences, you can find more media embed in these experiences. So if the user is walking around, can click in a hotspot in which is going to open a video, and in that video, That video can be an educational video about the specific topic that you are trying to teach. Also, it's a very good tool for enhancing the language acquisition, because we are going to have the students listening real language. We can direct that experience. We can use an experience in which the students are going to work in a specific vocabulary. Then we can test them out of the virtual reality, the virtual experience. It's really engaging and motivating. So I've been using these experiences in my classes. The students are really engaged and they are asking for more. And I'm like looking for more experiences to bring to the class. And they want to learn more, and they feel that they are really going there to where the experience have been recorded. They want to really move around and check in there, and they are asking. So their curiosity is really exploding using this experience. And when they are done with the experiences, they are just asking to their classmates, asking if they saw this, and if they check that. So it's very motivating. And I can test that really there is retention, because they have been paying attention, they are motivated. So you can see that they really retain some of the information, and they can recall better vocabulary or cultural topics. Of course, it's accessible and inclusive. So this is because you can have students that, well, it's open to everybody, right? And it doesn't matter if you are sitting or if you're standing up, where you are, really accessible and open to everybody. And the scenarios are based in real life experiences. So that is something that we really love bringing to our classes when we are teaching a language or a cultural class. So essentially, these are the motives why I think this technology is good to bring to our classes, and it's working. I can tell you. So how can we share these experiences with our students? So we can embed the experience in a website that we already have. It's easy to embed in a Google site or Weebly or Square. So I don't know if you have a dedicated website when you are teaching. We can share the link. Just the link to the student. The student will open the experience in their own devices. We can place QR. We can place a QR around the classroom, and the student can move around with their smartphone and clicking here and there and opening the experience in their own device. So they can open the visit in a tablet and then looking the screen, moving around and checking in a 360 movement what is going on around them. So it's like a space portal, right? So transporting them to a different reality out of the classroom. Some of the experience can be shared with a dedicated application. So we can download so the student can download the application to their devices, and from there access to these immersive experiences. And the other option of enjoying these experiences is using a virtual reality headset. As I said, I'm really promoting the use of your smartphone and a cheap virtual reality headset in which you are mounting your smartphone. This headset costs around $20, just $20, the ones in which you are mounting your smartphone. So it's very, very cheap and affordable. And the last option, the one on the down right, is a digital platform, a platform like the one by Microsoft or Horizon or Meta by Facebook, etc. So, and that usually, as I said, you need a dedicated virtual reality headset. It's costly. You are depending on the platform. Usually the experiences cost money. So for me, it's not the option. I had also the experience of creating. So you can create experiences in a platform, in a virtual reality platform. But I had the experience that I lost experiences because it was a trial, or then they come out with so you have to pay a fee or something. So you are depending on what is going on with the company. So it's not, I don't recommend it. They are very immersive though, but I don't recommend it. So I'm going to share with you three different immersive experiences. These three experiences, I created these three different experiences. The first one is a literary immersive experience that I developed with a friend and colleague, Álvaro Llosa Sanz. He's a professor in Norway, the University of Oslo. And we created this immersive experience about La Noche Boca Arriba. So I don't know if you know, so probably you know this short story by Julio Cortázar. It's a challenging short story to teach because it's mixing reality and dreaming, and the protagonist doesn't know exactly what is going on until the end, and also the reader. So the reader usually is very confused, and that is the idea that Julio Cortázar is trying to bring when you are reading this story. I'm using this experience in my literary readings class right now, and I'm going to be, so you can share this. So here on the top right, you can share this experience embedded in a website, sharing the link through a QR, an app, or is that also ready for a virtual reality headset? And I'm going to click, so you can check all this later. I can share the Google Slides with Eduardo to share with you if you want to go through these experiences. But I'm going to check here in this play icon, and we're going to move to the experience. And I don't know, Eduardo, if I'm in Zoom with sound actually.
So what I recommend before you do that is you can unshare your screen, and when you are going to and when you are sharing again, make sure that you hit the share sound. Okay.
It's on me. Yeah. Okay. Here. Yeah, because it's important, the sound. The sound is related to the. So I turned the audio off. So essentially the idea, if you know the story starts with a motorbike accident. And that is the idea of this sound at the very beginning of the experience. Then the ambulance come to the scene, take the protagonist to a hospital, etc. So this is the part of more playful part of the experience. So we are trying to bring the user to the center of the experience of the reading, right? So if you click, and this is something that you're going to try later with the different experiences that I'm bringing to today. If you click, hold, and move around, you can check how the thing is moving. This is a 180 image, but the other ones that you're going to test are 360. So if you click and hold and move around, you're going to be able to move all around you in a 360 movement. So for this experience, direction for the students, choose one option. I pick here in the pre-visit, and this is the room in which the protagonist is convalescent. And click, hold, move around, some elements from the short story. You can click in the poster and you will have an interview with Julio Cortázar talking about fantastic literature. Here on the TV, clicking, and there is a short film that is recreating the story too. Click on. You have here the book and the text in a PDF. So it's a multimedia platform, right? And we bring, Alvaro and me, we bring everything that we had in mind to add about this reading. We have also this graphic, very useful graphic to understand the reading. So how I'm using this experience with my student is after reading the short story to fill in the gaps. They are exploring the different sections of the story, of the scene of the story. They have the icons here on the right that take you to the different scenes. We have the accident in the motorbike, the first one. Then we have the being in the hospital, in the surgery room. Here we can hear the test. I click in the audio icon. Not working right now. Okay. I have more audio. We can move to the jungle. It's a bit dark because it's the night. This is a prototype, so probably, okay, let's see if I can click on this audio. I don't know why it's not working right now. Anyway, for reading this test, we pick an AI voice. This AI voice is a female voice with Argentinian accent. So we were looking for a more diverse approach to the short story. So it's a short story by Julio Cortázar. We were looking for a narrator, right?
Maybe was it because the sound was off?
You're right.
That's what I was thinking.
Fiebre lo iba arrastrando blandamente a un estado donde las cosas tenían un relieve como de gemelos de teatro, eran reales y dulces y a la vez ligeramente repugnantes, como estar viendo una película aburrida y pensar que sin embargo en la calle es peor, y quedarse.
Plus the background sound, right? The hospital. Hospital. So we're moving through the different scenes. The dungeon inside the pyramid, close to the end of the short story. Okay, with the audio
Como
here.
dormía de espaldas, no lo sorprendió la posición en que volvía a reconocerse, pero en cambio el olor a humedad, a piedra resumante de filtraciones.
And the final scene with the sacrifice, the top of the pyramid, information about the sacrificial knife, a video about sacrifices, the afterword, and clicking this object that will give you information about where was used the knife, right? The tepato. So clicking, holding, and dragging. This is the way in which we are moving through the 360 photo or 360 video. So this is the experience that Alvaro and me developed for this reading. It took like 9 months planning, thinking, and doing the design and everything. But it was the first one. So my hope is the next one will be shorter to create, right? But this is one example that I'm using in my classes, and it's open to use. So if you want to use it, you're free to do it, and welcome. This is an immersive experience that I created with using Google Earth. I don't know if you are familiar with this resource by Google Street View or Google Maps. So you can create visits to a city. So I created this one. This is very easy to work with. I was also teaching a seminar in the University of Nevada, Reno about how to create these experiences. So I'm going to click here in the plane. Okay. We are taken to the Google Earth, and this is, so it's very easy to navigate. Clicking here in the arrows down on the left, next. I'm giving some directions at the very beginning, so we're going to be able to go to Plaza de la Corredera, Puente Romano, Sinagoga, Mezquita Catedral de Córdoba, and this is direction. These are directions for the students. So pay attention to all these different elements and pick a place that you like. Al final vas a explicar qué lugar elegiste y por qué, se parece a algún lugar que conoces. So at the end, you're going to explain what place you picked and why. It's similar to a place that you know, that you already know. So when I click in the arrow, I'm going to be moved to the Plaza de la Corredera or to a general map of the area, right? So here we have all the different hotspots that I previously picked with all the information and the titles. Clicking the arrow and I'm taken to the Plaza de la Corredera. So these are 360 photos that are already in Google Street View. So if you go to Google Maps, you can see this photo. So probably Eduardo knows where this place is. I'm always telling to my students, this is a very nice place and is welcoming for foreigners and also for the locals. And I have this tradition of having a coffee and a toast with olive oil with my friend Eduardo here. So
And
this is the
you can
introduction.
totally see that classic characteristic of people from Córdoba. People from Córdoba tend to have blurry faces. I mean, you can tell here.
Mhm. So when you are in one of these photos, you can move also clicking these arrows if you want to, but essentially I'm going to stay in the first image. I included the information on the right. In this photo with tostada or toast with jamón and olive oil, more photos about the Plaza de la Corredera. I included information in Spanish. I was speaking exactly the vocabulary that I need for my students. And if
I'm gonna give you a brief anecdote, Manuel. You know the cabin, the crystal box that you see right there. I recently learned that thing that you see there, that is the access. Under the square, there is a depot of all the archaeological things that they have, the town hall has, and they don't know where to put them because they have so much, because it's so full of Roman and Muslim art that it is stored underneath that place. Apparently, it's a place that you need to have connections to get into. That's so much history that there is there that they just put it underneath the square because they don't know where to put it.
they have the connection.
Uh-huh.
So,
Uh-huh.
so next time I'll try to go there. So I click the arrow and I was taken to the different to the next destination, right? So my idea is taking the student through this visit through Cordoba. We're going to move around different streets, visiting these different plazas. I'm stopping. I have stops designed in advance. So this is next to the river. We can talk about more and more restaurants. It's a very touristic area, but it's popular also for the people from Cordoba. Clicking the arrow again. I move to the Puente Romano, talking about the history of Cordoba related to the Roman Empire, the Visigoths, the Al-Andalus, so all these different elements, architecture, how looks like the city, how can you compare the city with your own city, what food are you taking in your breakfast, comparing with the breakfast that I'm taking with my friend Eduardo in Plaza de la Corredera. So all that, all those elements are part of the teaching and how I'm using this experience. Moving again to the 360 photo, again, I'm clicking and dragging to move around. So you can see some 360 photos. You can see the river, the Ahorra, the tower. There is a very interesting museum about Al-Andalus inside this tower. And of course, you can click here in these arrows that you already have in the 360 photo and move around. Or just click in the arrow that I have here in the next and being taken to the entrance of La Juderia, the Jew quarter. And I'm also adding this text to check if everybody is paying attention to my introduction. So, ¿de qué época es originalmente el puente? So, Andalusí, de la época andalusí, es de la época romana, es de la época actual. So it's a Roman bridge, right? So B is from that time. Continue moving. I'm not going to complete all the visit, but I invite you to test this, okay, by your own. There. So the last place, and you can go here again down on the left and pick the different places. The last visit is Bar Santos. This is a classical mostly for tourists, but also if you are a local and you are lucky and you can find a place, you can buy a piece of tortilla de papas here. So, and you can sit right in front of the bar and enjoy the tortilla de papa. So this is the very last part of the visit. So it's immersive. It's easy to deploy in our class in a classroom, so the student can use their own smartphone or a tablet, a computer. This experience, I think Google has an app, and you can deploy it in a virtual reality headset using your smartphone. So putting your smartphone on in the virtual reality headset. I've been experiencing this tour in my virtual reality headset in a Meta. So I have a Meta headset, and you can also enjoy this. So it's a multi-platform. Going back to the I don't know why I have this.
I think that I think that maybe a participant may have created the doodle by accident. Go to annotate on the screen and then just hit the eraser. The annotate from Zoom, and then hit the eraser. There you go, clean.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe it was me. I don't know with all the. So the last experience, and this is something from Google too, is what they call a pocket gallery. So I didn't create this. So I have a project that is trying to emulate this idea, but this is 100% Google. So if you click here in the play bar, in the play icon, you are taken to this 3D recreation of a museum, that's virtual space. It's loading right now. Loading. So this is a museum in Colombia, or it's a collection of artifacts from Colombia. And these artifacts are related to the pre-Hispanic world. So you will see some oil canvases. You will see some other artifacts. Let's see what is going on with this. Going to close the Google Earth experience. Going to try to reload again. Usually it's quick to load. Okay. I wonder if this experience specifically is too heavy. Mm. Well, essentially, what you can see in this experience is a 3D environment. You are going to be taken inside this museum, virtual museum. There we go. And so click here, enter gallery, and I'm taken inside the gallery. So here you can also click and drag. There are voice, a narrator. If you move.
Production, the place of food. Conflict is inherent to human relations and is a constant factor in social processes. In pre-Hispanic times, clashes occurred over political differences, ideological differences, control of land and access to resources. Battles took place between family members, between members of the same community, or between ethnic groups. In some areas in Colombia, relics from these confrontations have been found, such as arrowheads, sharpened spears, macanas or hardwood swords, and highly detailed ceramic figurines representing the warriors of the day, buried in the landscape or positioned by the fences and constructed defenses, designed to protect and safeguard the population. Intergroup conflict in pre-Hispanic times ended up in bouts of violence. Nevertheless, the origins and reasons for these battles remain a subject of archaeological investigation.
Okay, so that is the narrator. It's a synthetic voice, obviously, and you can move around using your arrows in your keyboard.
Work,
Move it
everyday
around.
activities. Daily life in pre-Hispanic times included a
Later.
range of activities which guaranteed the survival of the population. Underline the status. Representation. The body as a symbol. In pre-Hispanic societies, the human body was thought of as both an organic and a symbolic entity. Within some communities, these notions were expressed via muscular and cranial deformations. Items of clothing. Body ornamentation and body painting communicated meanings, expressed knowledge of life and culture, and helped establish social relationships. A person's trade, status, place in society, wealth, and power were all displayed by means of headdresses, necklaces, and ornaments worn on the arms and legs. Many of these pieces were crafted by skillful artisans originally from far-off regions. Among other things, the
Okay, was trying to get out. So, immersivity also here. You can move around this 3D environment, clicking on all the different media that is embedded. You can share this with the students, embedding it in your website through a link, a QR, or an app. So the app is Google Earth app. So now, how are we doing with time, Eduardo? We good?
We are good. We are going to have like the breakout time in the next couple of minutes or so. We would be good for them to have like a final Q&A. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do we have the time for them to begin in the... Okay, perfect. So I'm going to share with you in the chat a document, a repository in which I have a list of different experiences of 360 videos from YouTube, Google Pocket Galleries, the experiences that I shared here about La Noche Boca Arriba. So explore the document and the experiences and pick one. So pick one, or if you have the time, you can pick more than one, but explore how would you use this experience in your class, in a class that you're already teaching, or in one that you would like to teach. It's depending on Eduardo how much time you can take exploring this, but I was thinking about 20 minutes. Think about the Bloom's level. So how would you use that experience in creating an experience, a new experience, and evaluate an idea, analyze something? Think about which actual level would you apply this experience, and finally think how you would share the immersive experience with your students. A virtual reality headset, sharing a link. You have a website in which you can embed this experience. I'm going to share the document, as I said.